Well, the joy of bringing home a new baby is something unparalleled in this world, even if your new baby is 6 months old and from another country.
Well, Britton Lynn shares the story of one Birmingham family whose love spans continents.
Birmingham-based nonprofit Lifeline Children's Services makes adoptions possible all over the world. And it's those efforts that help make the joy shared by the Kinsley family come to life. Like most toddlers, 2-year-old Haven loves playing with his sister's story. And dancing. And he especially loves...
He was probably... Hi, buddy. He was probably close to a year before he started saying mama. It just melts me, doesn't it? Mama. Mm-hmm.
Haven also loves eating and drinking a lot.
What was your first word? What do you like to say so much? More? Can you say more? More. Good job.
That's because he hasn't always had more. 2 years ago, Haven met his mother for the first time at 2 months old.
Oh my goodness. It was overwhelming. I remember just the first time that the nanny at the orphanage placed him in my arms. It was the same feeling you get when they place your baby in your arms that you give birth to. I mean, it was just completely overwhelming that here's this person that I'd prayed for and longed for so long, just completely falling in love with him.
But adoption isn't for the faint of heart.
Having met him and knowing that he was ours, leaving him was probably the hardest thing we've ever done.
He was legally declared our son, and then we had to leave while essentially our country's side of things gets worked out, all his immigration paperwork. Mm-hmm. That was the hardest, because when we met him, he was very malnourished, which was very concerning for us.
After 4 months of waiting,
we brought him home. He was 6 months old when we came home. We flew home on Valentine's Day.
Haven weighed just 7 pounds.
Just like any parent, if their child's sick, you know, they just want to be able to take care of them and help them. And we had to leave him. You know, it's very different from having a child biologically, because with them, there's still lots of unknowns and waiting and surprises, but you have a clear time frame in which it's going to occur. And with adoption, it's every adoption is so different.
Despite the uncertainty, the wait, and the high cost of adopting a child from another country,
it was still like our son, like we're doing this for our son. And what measure of money would you not sacrifice and save and raise for, you know, your child? Like, of course, like we would do, I don't know, there's not even say double the amount. Like there's no limit to what we would have done, you know, to get him home.
The United Nations Children's Fund reports every 18 seconds a child is orphaned in Africa. Every minute, 21 children under the age of 5 die from preventable causes worldwide. 5,760 additional children around the world become orphans daily.
We felt like we could make a difference, that we couldn't help every single orphan there or every single orphan around the world, as well as every single orphan here, but that we could help one, and he could help us. He could come be a part of our family.
A place of refuge.
Haven's story is that he was found abandoned on the side of the road. No parents were able to be found. They determined he was probably about a week old.
A place of hope.
We trust that, you know, if nothing else, God was watching out for him to ensure that he was located and found and was able to be brought to us.
A haven.
It means refuge and safe place, and that really gave us a picture of what we've experienced in God for ourselves, that he is our refuge, our safe place, taking us into his family, and that hopefully by us doing that for Haven, that we would be doing that for him. We would be taking him into a safe place, into our family.
In raising Haven, the Kingsleys have felt it's important that he has a connection with Ethiopia. One of the ways that they've done that is this alphabet book about the country.
Each letter is for something that comes from Ethiopia, so it's kind of even just a way to, as he kind of learns the alphabet, to reflect on stuff. We even used it with Story in preparing for him to come home, to teach her about it. On certain birthdays, we'll give him some things from his country, and we'll talk about it. Really look forward to sometime down the road being able to take him back and to see, really where he came from.
With a full belly
You're being a squirt.
and a happy heart, Haven's home. I wanted to tell this story because at 2 months old, my father was also abandoned and later adopted by my grandparents. My family's experienced firsthand the love of adoption. But happy endings aren't always the case for orphan children. Of the 153 million worldwide, only about 30,000 will be adopted this year. In a few days, I'll be traveling to Africa to see how a group called Unadopted works to help those children. Follow me as I share those stories and videos from Uganda on myfoxal.com, Twitter, and Facebook.